Should airlines sell adult-only flights? 0207 862 2222 is the number. Some of you may be jetting off for a hard-earned holiday this week, only to discover on the plane that it's Easter break and half the passengers are kids. Is there anything worse than sitting down in your seat only to find that you're next to a baby? Yeah, that sound. Your heart sinks. Would you pay more to prevent that sound in your ear when you're trying to sleep? Or, possibly even worse, the back of your seat being kicked by a hyperactive toddler? Should airlines be making some services only 16s or only over 18s so that the long haul doesn't feel like a long bawl? Nelufar, if you don't have kids of your own, is it fair that you should have to put up with somebody else's?
I'm child-free by choice. I'm not having kids, and because I don't want to infect. You know, I don't want to make that noise on a flight. No, I'm joking. That's not it. So here's the thing, folks. Right. So I've got a flight at 12 p.m. on Saturday. So this coming bank holiday weekend, and I am dreading, genuinely dreading, because I've got to work the next day. I'm flying over to America, 5-hour difference. Got to get up the next day. Got to work, and I know what's going to happen is there's going to be 3 kids in surround sounds, yelling, screaming, parents walking up and down, hitting me whilst I'm asleep. That's my worst one.
On their way to see their grandparents who love them, that can't wait to see them, because the price of their tickets might go up.
I will pay £200 more a ticket if I could have flights of 16 plus and only. I genuinely would pay.
Why are you doing this to us? It's my birthday. Please stop.
Happy birthday!
Come on.
Honestly,
it's a beautiful sound to a parent.
This is ridiculous.
Why?
It's totally
so
ridiculous.
It's already happening, Russ.
Families are the fabric of our society. As you quite correctly say, Matt, they're all going away for Easter. I mean, seriously, I've been on flights with kids who are boisterous. I've had babies crying near me. Put your headphones in, have a glass of red,
what if they
close your eyes, you'll be there before you know
What
it.
if they come up whilst you're asleep and your head's lolling over and they put stickers all over you?
Do it.
What if they do that?
They won't.
What do you do? Do you complain to a parent? No.
Has that happened to you?
Yes, it has happened.
I felt like that was a real thing.
Stickers all over me.
But the point is, you know, adult-only flights.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen what some adults can get up to on flights, trying to pull the door open when the flight is 40,000 feet in the air, punch-ups. You know, I mean, let's have kids-only flights, shall we?
Wow.
Supervised kids-only flights.
Don't show them the Minecraft movie. No, you don't do that.
That's true, you know.
Listen, fabulous stuff. We're gonna take more calls on this after the break, so don't go anywhere. We're live on 5, Nelufar and Russ here with me. Let's get straight to those calls. Call in right now whether airlines should sell adult-only flights to spare passengers being trapped next to noisy kids. 0207 862 2222. Get those calls coming in now. And Susan is on the line. Susan, tell us about your nightmare journey. What was it like?
Well, I mean, children can be annoying, okay? But my nightmare is being trapped with somebody spilling into my seat. I don't want to go into details, but I think you can guess what I'm speaking about.
Okay.
If a child is like, you know, a bit unsettled and all the rest of it, I've had a long experience, my own kids and that, you know, I could, you know, try to help in some way, you know, to quiet little soul. Or keep me amused, you know, rather than tutting and moaning and carrying on. No, I'd rather have that than somebody too big sitting next to me.
OK. A different discussion, perhaps. But what you're talking about, Susan, is like the whole village raising the child, right? You be part of the solution.
Exactly.
Be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. And then, I mean, this is the point, isn't it, Nelufar? That you know, as a parent, what you need is support at those times, rather than people being disapproving where it just makes it worse.
I'm sorry. I thought I'd paid to be on a flight, not come on to be a babysitter. I didn't realise that because your child has sat in front of me and has gotten up and turned around and you know when kids give that death stare, when they just kind of look you straight in the eyeball, well, absolutely no, just stares at me, and it's now my job to entertain your child.
Hold on, though, but you are the hero. You become the hero of the plane if you're the one that manages to keep that child amused. Yeah. I've certainly and you feel fabulous at the end of it because everybody benefits rather than tutting your way through a flight.
flight, I am going to be useless to my colleagues the next day.
You will do.
Utterly useless. And I've taken a melatonin or two, so I'm kind of bleary-eyed myself.
Really?
Trying to
Never
entertain
rely
a
on
child.
that. Nobody's going to stick stickers on Saturday on your legs who is a younger person. It's interesting. We could soon have airlines for everything. I mean, in Florida, there is one that only allows smokers on it. A small... are we going to have airplanes for people who only like quiche Lorraine? But like a burger. Sorry, mate, you can't come on. It's quiche Lorraine lovers. Where does it stop?
All right, listen, I want to know from Susan, is Susan still on the line? If she is, I want to know... What are your techniques?
She's very mean.
Quite
right.
She's not. She's
how
lovely.
Does a child give you a death stare?
It's just that blank look they give you. Suzanne, it's that blank look they give you like this.
Susan, tell me, what are your techniques? What are your techniques? How do you calm that child down so that everybody gets some sleep?
I'd say, well, do you need a help there? And I'd try and amuse a child and give them a break. Do you want me to hold the child while you know?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness, is that a shock, is it, Mrs.? Well, I've had children.
It's not a shock.
You're sprouting wings even as we listen to you, Susan. You're an absolute angel.
I've dealt with rowdy guys on a guy's Spanish holiday and all the rest of it, and me and my husband managed to calm them down. Everybody tutting and giving it this, and I said to them, "Were you never young once?" And because it could escalate.
Yes.
I mean, they drink and drink and drink, and it could escalate. And if you don't do something to try and calm the situation, you'd end up being diverted some other airport. Your holiday's ruined. It's the same with children.
I'll be honest.
Saint.
I'm starting to think I really want Susan on my flight. Maybe not you.
I will pay for... You don't want me on your flight. I would pay for Susan to come out to Washington, D.C. with me on Saturday if she wants to, because I would love someone like you next to me so that it's not my responsibility to then entertain a child for hours.
Nelly, are you the sort of person on a flight at the first sight of anything you don't like, you press for the cabin crew member?
Absolutely not. I bring my own dinner.
You sound like you
I bring my own dinner, that's a fact. I bring my own food. I have my little routine. I've travelled so much. I bring my own little routine. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes if I'm nervous, if you're a nervous flyer, I'm busy trying to keep myself together. I've not got time to entertain a 4-year-old.
Let's take another call. Maybe Lorna, are you an angel of the airlines, or are you someone that tuts their way through a 12-hour flight? Hello, Lorna.
Oh, well, hello, sorry.
That's all right. I came to you very suddenly. Sorry about that.
You did. I wandered off somewhere. I was in the air somewhere. Do you know what? I think, I'm not sure of her name. She makes it sound like children are a disease. Oh my goodness, having a child next to you. Do you know when a child looks at you, they're fascinated by your face. They probably think you're a very pretty lady. And when someone's sat next to a child, someone holding a baby, and the baby gets upset and that person gets making comments, it upsets the person, the parent, the mother, the father, whatever, and makes them all tense, and the baby gets worse because they can sense the parent being tense and you're not helping. If you communicate with children, I tell you, your flight would be lovely. And do you know what? Children are our future, and if you look after them, they'll look after you. And do you find that children that don't like people that don't like children are probably horrible children themselves.
That's true. I was. You're not wrong.
Well,
but no, honestly, genuinely, if I'm a bit anxious, the last thing on my mind is, oh my God, let me be a good citizen. If I'm tired, it can be a bit especially if you're on a long flight, it can be a bit grating. The other thing is, I am really, really careful in this day and age not to chat to somebody's child or to touch them in any way. I just would never in my wildest dreams just scoop up a kid and be like, oh, you're all right, little one. It's just not going to happen.
You can make contact though, can't you, Russ?
I don't think you should touch children.
Where you can actually...
Eyes are so powerful.
Yeah.
You can smile. You can grimace, pull funny faces at them, make them laugh. I mean, there's a million things you can do.
The thing is, and my wife will always winces when I do this, kids love this noise.
There you go.
Do that. And I'm sorry to sound, but if you can do that sound, you have that child's attention, whether you want it or not, after that point. Thank you for your call, Lorna. Davina's got in touch on X. She said, I'd rather have a crying baby than a drunken stag party. I don't think you get to choose. I don't think it's an either or, but I absolutely agree with you. Eventually, the stag party
Imagine
just falls
both.
asleep, is in my experience.
And the baby, to be fair.
It really is. I mean, how about segregating a plane? If you say, look, there's a kids area, and I don't mind that, but we want to be in the adults area too. Is that practical, Russ?
It's slightly more practical. I just have a major issue in restrictions for families with children not being able to fly, particularly at this time of year, summer holidays, Christmas, all the big times of year that people travel, not being able to pick a flight that fits in with their schedule.
It's the difference between senior grandparents and the importance of that and not being able to
getting that all-inclusive holiday, whatever it may be.
Thanks for all your calls on that.